There's a reason they call it the Mafia. You know, like if you ever try to mess with the Mafia or go against the Mafia, they will make you an offer that you can't refuse. What is going on? Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today we are discussing Mafia, Made Men Broken Promises. If you have not yet made this game part of your collection, you are missing out. This is one of the most exciting stories in gaming history, so sit back and relax because today I am telling you all about it. Mafia. Definitive Edition was released September 2020. It got a Metacritic score of 90, which is absolutely fantastic, and it has a very positive user review rating of 87%. Now, here is my personal opinion. I think it deserves every single point. Why? Because this game is so well made. When I first started playing it, I thought I was playing a movie. Everything from the graphics to the soundtrack to the characters and story fits perfectly. And when you play this game, you'll feel like you're actually in the 1930s. The story takes place in the fictional city of Morelli, which is based on the American city of Chicago. You play as a young man named Michael Town, who was adopted at a very young age by a family in the Italian Mafia. The story starts in 1930 with Michael Town as a child. He witnesses the murder of his real parents, which is why he has to be hidden away. After the hit goes down, the family leaves him off at an orphanage, and then, later on, he is taken in by the family of his godfather, Papa Emeritus. During his time at the orphanage, he meets a priest who becomes close with him and guides him on the path of righteousness. Later on in life, the priest becomes his guardian after he receives a letter stating that the Mafia is still after him. So he runs away to the city of New Orleans, Louisiana, where he eventually becomes a police officer. But of course, destiny had other plans for him. This game consists of 5 chapters, each chapter consisting of several missions that must be completed in order. I am not going to tell you anything else about the story because this game needs to be experienced firsthand. It's just too good. There are some really surprising twists that I did not see coming. You know how you always expect the priest to be killed off right away? Nope, not in this case. You will actually get to see him quite a bit throughout the story. I found myself being more attached to him than I expected. One thing I want to point out about the priest is that he was voiced by Joe Mantegna, who also voiced the character in the 2002 Mafia game. So that was pretty cool. There are even some Easter eggs pointing towards the game in the older Mafia games. So if you play them after playing this one, look out for those. Now let's talk about the characters. Oh man, I loved them. Every single one of them were written and voiced incredibly well. Each and every one of them felt like a real person. Like I said before, the voice acting is spot on. And the graphics and animations bring everything together perfectly. You literally feel like you are watching a movie. You have got to be kidding me. I actually teared up during some parts of the game. What gets me is that this is a video game. Video games are not supposed to make me feel things, but this one did. Now, without spoiling anything, the best side character, in my opinion, is Father Dominic Valestra, voiced by Joe Mantegna. He is such a great character. I love how his story progresses throughout the game. It really makes you think about how people choose their path in life. It also doesn't hurt that he looks like a younger version of Vito Corleone, but with red hair. Just imagine if young Vito Corleone became a priest instead of heading down the Mafia path. Another great character is Lucy, voiced by Ruby Modine. She is Tommy Angelo's love interest. She is such a sweet character, very innocent and pure. And the way she treats Michael is actually quite endearing. The two share a unique bond. The 2 other main characters are Frank and Sam, both voiced by Eric Bauza. They are Michael's best friends since childhood. Honestly, these 2 idiots sometimes make me want to smash my monitor. They are extremely annoying, but in a realistic way, if that makes any sense. But I guess they're supposed to be like that. I mean, it's not like the game would be more enjoyable if they were smarter, though. In fact, it might be worse. So I guess they do serve a purpose. But seriously, these guys piss me off at times. And the worst part is that they're based off real people. Yes, the entire story is based on real events that happened in Chicago during the Prohibition era. And speaking of Prohibition, you'll see that this game is set in a very realistic version of 1930s America. The whole Prohibition era is basically the central conflict in the game. You know, the organized crime group started to rise up during this time because of the ban on alcohol. Also, it wasn't only the Mafia that rose up during this time. There was also the rise of the Untouchables, aka the elite squad of federal agents who went after mob bosses. That's where the name comes from. They thought they were untouchable. Speaking of the untouchables, I think they're going to be included in the next game, which is awesome. I cannot wait. Let's move on to the gameplay. The gameplay is exactly what you would expect from a Mafia game. The combat is pretty basic, but it does the job. I would say that stealth is one of the most important aspects of the gameplay, so you better learn how to hide in the shadows. The driving sequences are also quite fun, but they can be a little hard to control sometimes. Other than that, there isn't much to say. The game is really short compared to other games out there. I finished it in about 24 hours, and I didn't even do every single side mission. Now let's talk about the graphics. I already mentioned earlier how amazing the graphics are, but I want to elaborate further. The art direction is absolutely fantastic. The cutscenes look no different than a movie scene. And during the actual gameplay, you'll notice that it looks like a comic book come to life. Everything just clicks perfectly. The music and sound effects are also used brilliantly. I actually listened to the soundtrack while making this video because it is so damn good. I recommend you listen to it, especially the track titled Lucy Theme. It is so beautiful. Alright, now let's move on to the different endings. This game actually has 6 different endings. Yep, you heard that right, 6. Chapter 5 has 3 different endings depending on the choices you make. And then there's the good, bad, and secret ending. The good ending is the obvious moral choice. The bad ending is probably the most popular one. But the secret ending is the one you need to aim for. In order to get it, you must complete all 18 side missions in the game. And once you do, a special cutscene plays after the credits roll. I won't spoil anything, but it sure does make you think. What are my final thoughts on this game? Well, it is absolutely amazing. It is full of surprises, and I loved every minute of it. Even the annoying characters added to the immersion. I really hope that this game gets more recognition. I really hope that Hangar 13 Studios makes a sequel to this. Now this is what I call a true masterpiece. If you have not yet bought this game, I highly recommend that you do so. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and a comment below. I'd love to hear what you think about this game.